What are they recording on the phone? That look like a straight up bachelor's pad, for real. I'm not even sure why he moved there or why he didn't move from there, considering everything that had happened this past April.
Why do you say the birds? Are the accusation realistic?
The Matrix has attacked me.
He says the Matrix has attacked him. And I believe it. I absolutely believe it. Look at this foolishness, right? Think about this for a minute. They have cameras with them the entire time. They've been broadcasting it. They ran in there like he had a drug kingpin and anything like that. They showed the little pistols or whatever like that as far as weapons that they could substantiate. That's not even really a thing or anything like that, just for general protection. He's not resisting. He's not tripping out. And then he's emphasizing that they coming for him and that the Matrix has got him. I absolutely believe it 100%. I know a lot of people are saying, yo, don't wait for the charges to come out. Why should I wait for the charges to come out when literally they can charge you with anything at any time, and then people is just going to automatically believe it no matter what. So it doesn't really make this difference. They're driving with the doors open. They were driving with the doors open in order to show and make a spectacle of this whole thing. I'm not going for it. Now, the one thing that's interesting about this whole thing is that they're trying to say that I've heard a lot of people when I reported on it initially yesterday when the news first broke about it and you guys were sending me the story about how I originally said that it was for trafficking, right? Then everybody said, no, he came out and he said that it was about money laundering. And then I did some research and I couldn't find anything where he said that. Now, maybe he did say it or something like that. I have no idea. But this is still saying that when I go through the articles and I read it, and I'm going to go through this really quickly, that it's still for trafficking, right? But it's saying that he's detained for at least a month in Romania, so it looks like it will be no traveling for Mr. Tate going forward. It says a controversial internet personality, and this is CNN, and I looked at the New York Post and all of the other sites, and I went to comparing sites, and they all saying that he's being detained on the same thing. Ordered detained for a month as prosecutors pursued claims of human trafficking. Pursued, meaning that he's not even being charged with anything, but they detaining him based off of the idea that it's a possibility that they can try to pin something on him. Think about that for a minute. Detained for a month, meaning that they're giving themselves a month to try to pursue possibly unfounded claims that they're a part of this thing that they haven't even been charged with. That's crazy. That is absolutely insane. It says authorities in Romania said police served search warrants on Thursday at 5 homes and took 4 suspects into custody, 2 Britons and 2 Romanians as a part of the investigation. Romania's Directorate for Investigating Organized Crime and Terror. Come on, man. Come on, seriously? Said the 4 suspects had been detained for an initial 24 hours. The Bucharest court accepted an application to hold Tate and his brothers in custody for a further 30 days, their lawyer said. So they holding them in custody. They haven't been released. I'm not sure what the laws are compared to here in the United States, but they're basically being held in custody for an additional 30 days. Speaking to journalists outside the court, the decision would be appealed. From our perspective, there's no grounds for taking the most drastic preventative measures provided by the Criminal Procedure Code. They let the 4 suspects formed an organized criminal. So 2 or more can make a group, huh? That stretched from Romania to Britain and to the United States for the purposes of committing the crime of human trafficking. The authorities allege that the two of the suspects misled the victims into believing that they intended to enter into a marriage cohabitation relationships while transporting victims to Romania and later exploiting them with physical violence and coercion. Authorities also said one of the suspects raped a victim On two separate occasions in March 2022, at least 6 victims were allegedly exploited. Thursday, edited, grainy, sometimes out of focus video purporting that showing the raids. This is silly. This is so stupid and silly. Rose to prominence. His TikTok account racked up 11.6 billion views, made headlines. As soon as he got famous, he became infamous. As soon as he got famous, he became infamous. Now, I got a couple of thoughts with this thing, right? I got a couple thoughts that I'd like to share with you guys, and mainly is based off of the idea that I don't believe anything in the media anymore. The more that I know, the more that I'm exposed to, the more skeptical I'm becoming. Um, I just don't. I don't think that he did anything. I think that I still believe, and I will continue to believe that when you get too big and you start to think for yourself too much, um, you become a problem because you don't then accept what it is that people are trying to paint the narrative of you or for you to be able to support whatever agenda is going on. I do think that we're in a matrix, and the minute that you start to break out of that matrix, you start to be attacked. And first they kill your reputation, then they kill your character, and then they persecute you, and then possibly delete you. So keep an eye on it. I've seen Andrew Tate talk about how he specifically was taught by his father to believe nothing of the media. That I've also heard him say that he's not crazy and he's not trying to delete himself and he's not trying to kill himself. So I don't believe anything that may come of that. And we live in dangerous times, man. The only difference between now and any time of yesteryear is that we got more visibility into it. But who's to say that the media doesn't have more power in order to control the narrative to determine whether or not you want to be painted a certain type of way. So I do think that we have to be careful. I do think that there's an agenda. There's a witch hunt. There's a assault against masculinity, and you're seeing it play out right in front of your eyes, but you choose to move with your eyes wide closed. Is that a word? Eyes wide closed? Your eyes closed, pretending like you don't see it, but it's right in front of you and it's all around you. But I'd love to get your thoughts. I'm gonna stay on top of this. I like to stay on top of whatever the current most uh, updated news and information as it relates to the things that's meaningful to me. I will be back live streaming starting next week after New Year's. I got the New Year's Eve meetup with the Patreon members. It is completely sold out. So if you're just now getting down to Miami and you're trying to do the New Year's Eve meetup tomorrow night, so no bueno. It's not gonna happen. So shout out to all of the bag chasers that I'm gonna see tomorrow night. We're gonna party. We're gonna get it in. I'm about to go on live stream with Pearl, and shout out to everybody that's here in Miami that's kicking it with me, that's ran into me, and we having a great time. If you're not a part of the Bag Chasers, the link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications, and subscribe to my other channel, the Anton Daniels channel. And don't do coke in the bathroom, where we're moving all of the archived video clips of all of the interviews. And I'm dropping a new interview tomorrow morning just for you guys. New Year's Eve, getting it popping, and the Bag Chasers, and the Patreon. I love you. I appreciate you. Let me know what your thoughts are on this whole thing. I'm going to holler at you later. Peace.